back again,
Back again.
semi-permanent-ish. Once a week if we'll try.
A little bit of
Lots gone on.
survival.
Lots gone on in the last 10 days since we've last recorded. United have got a new manager. Alonso's been sacked from Madrid. Lots of talk of him going to Liverpool as the manager. So yeah, we'll dive into those. So I want to get, obviously I'm a United fan, but I want to get your guys' take on Carrick taking over United. What's your actual thoughts about it?
I don't even know what to think anymore about United because I'm so lost after Amorim. Just him coming in, I thought he was going to be the Jurgen Klopp, for United, and I thought it was going to be some growing pains, which was last season. Him coming in, like putting his stamp on everything. But I don't know. Obviously, this season just didn't really kick on. There's a few positive signs, but I didn't know what to think, and I know we talked a little bit about Amorim last week, but Carrick coming in, I think it's a really good time to do it, like with the Manchester derby being at the weekend, because that's like he's pretty much nothing to lose. You come in and win that game, and he's off to a flyer.
And that's
Honestly,
games.
don't know going forward. I don't even want to make a prediction of how it's going to go. To be honest,
I really don't care for the whole Carrick situation. Not to knock on Carrick or anything. I think it is what it is. But the problem has to be upstairs, and I think I've said this before. Like I'm a low key like closet United fan, and I think I said in our podcast before. Like United just piss me off with how they run stuff and do stuff. Like it's not even logical. And I was watching. I don't know if you've seen like a clip from podcast that Nicky put on Scorsese have, and they had I don't know what he calls himself. He calls himself Ginge, the big redhead.
Younger James.
He was on it, and he was just saying, and I thought this before anyway, but like how they've invested, and like you can't knock them for the money they've put in place, but the decisions they made from Ten Hag to now, and even before Ten Hag, to be fair, it's just appalling. Like in terms of running a football club, and I have no experience of running a football club of that magnitude. But I know for a fact that I'm not firing Eric Ten Hag after backing him after winning the FA Cup final. I'm either sacking him or keeping him in there. I know for a fact that I'm not dropping, I don't know how much money Amarin's had, then to go sack him a year and a half later. Like this isn't like, I mean, it seems like naivety, like but it's not like stupidity. Like this is clear, logical thinking, and it's been appalling. And even I think it's around somewhere when I'm saying like Amarin Liverpool after Amarin has been Amarin a slot or something to bring in, and they're waiting for a slot purely because of the investment needed to change for three at the back and so and what have you. And the transition from that, if slot failed, is much easier. But now for United to sign anywhere else, where Carrick come in, they're gonna find another centre back, another gaffer. Every single gaffer probably in the world that's half decent plays for the back, not three at the back. It's going to be another massive investment, and it's insane what they're doing in terms of just pure logical decisions. I just don't understand it. And again, it's not for Carrick to fix, to be honest with you, but it's always going to be a shit show if upstairs didn't get fixed.
Yeah, I agree. I called that out on my United page. I do, and Ineos have got a fucking shit ton to answer for. They've made 3 catastrophes, as well as a lot of other like stupid things they've done. Like the Dan Ashworth thing. They waited for him through Newcastle on gardening leave, brought him in, and then within 4 months, 5 months, he was out the door. There's like 4 mil. They backed Ten Hag, gave him a new contract. Well, didn't give him a new contract. They signed off on his plus 1 year that he had in his contract. Then give him 200 million. Then sacked him 11 weeks into a season. Brought in Amarin, give him 200 million. And now sacked him. Like, whilst Betty in the fucking tea room's losing a job because
I don't know how the fan base tonight is thinking, and you'll know better than me, Dan. But like, that's got to be a sore one to have a conversation about. Where like, I've seen someone else, people talk about like the identity of the club in terms of the foundations of the community has been ripped apart to make these awful decisions, like for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're next year pushing for Champions League or having a Champions League competitive squad and Betsy's lost a job, all right, it's rough. We don't want to do it. It's not great for the community, but so be it. But like, we're still in a shithole situation with no identity, no path going forward. It's poor. Like, it's bad.
I think that's where it's a good appointment though for Carrick, because like he knows the club, he knows the club identity. Like he played under Fergie there. I don't know if you'd class him as a United legend, but he's definitely definitely up there for the job he did for that team. And I know there's like some people saying, oh, he's got everything. It's I don't think he's got anything to lose coming in right now, because he could go on a really bad run. United end up finishing in 12th, but he's come in, his heart's in the right place, good intentions, and I don't think that even if he doesn't do the greatest job between now and May, and they decide not to, move forward with him in the next year, then he's still stepped up. And I don't think any United fan would begrudge him, or he'd tarnish his reputation at all for this 5 months, because I think most United fans already know what a shit show the club is in right now. And at least he's willing to, rather than just talking about it, he's willing to come in and give it a go.
Yeah, it's a free hit for him for sure. I watched the Inside United yesterday when he got announced, and he speaks well. He understands the game. He knows what he's talking about. I think it's him and Rooney, the only two players in United's history that have won everything that they played in. Maybe Giggsy as well. I don't know. That might be. But yeah, I'm just annoyed the fact that this wasn't a on the field decision. This was a sacking from the board because Amarin didn't agree with what the sporting director was telling him, because he wanted him to play the back four. Jason Wilcox didn't want Amarin at first anyway. He got persuaded to bring him in. Everyone else was high on Amarin. So then those two started off frosty. Then they looked like they got into a good spot and a good place. You saw him fucking laughing and joking at Stockport train station that day. He was on the way down to play Arsenal or something like that, or Chelsea, whatever. But now it all blew up before the Burnley game because Jason Wilcock basically told him he needs to play a back four. And he was like, you know exactly who I am and what I'm doing. Do I think Amarin should be sacked for his results and on the field? No, I don't think so, because look at the fucking state of the squad we've got. When Diogo Dalot's still playing 90 minutes for Man United, there's nothing we can do on the field. It's a fucking shit show.
And it was a much better season so far, wasn't it? I mean, what in terms of league position?
Yeah, you told me at the beginning of the season you're halfway through the season 3 points off fourth place from going from 15th. Like, the football was decent. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. It was slow and mundane at times, but that's the way football in the world is now. It's not. Could give me a Klopp-style coach right now, and I'd snap your fucking hand off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a free hit for Carrick. He did good at Middlesbrough when he first got in there. Then they sold some of his attacking players and just never was able to get them up. But I like the fact he's brought in Steve Holland. There's 5% of me that's worrying about if fucking Southgate comes out at the end of the season, because Steve Holland's been there. Because if Southgate comes, I'm not watching United again. I'm done.
Clip it.
I will be done.
Do you think? I know we're going to go on to it in a little bit, but I read somewhere that Real Madrid getting rid of Alonso really messes up United's plans of getting the next big manager that's available. You worried about that?
No. I don't know what they're going to do. They lost today in the Copa del Rey to Albacete 3-2.
Yeah, I saw that last minute winner.
Alvaro Arbeloa, was it? Is that his name? Was the gaffer over? I don't think we're in the same markets as they'd be for managers. You know what I mean? Like right
Well,
now, anyway.
that's what I was about to say. I think that for the type of manager you want is completely different, right? You want to almost like a culture building manager, not a winning manager right now, if that's
Yeah,
fair to say. Like, yeah, the Jurgen Klopp-esque is what you're looking for now, not the.
yeah. I mean,
You don't.
right now, I think I'll back Carrick all the way. You know, if he smashes it out of the park, then why shouldn't he get an opportunity? You know what I mean?
A quick fire prediction: who's going to be United manager in August?
I'm gonna go Julian Nagelsmann or Sebastian Hoeneß from
Really?
Stuttgart.
Jace.
Watch,
Poch,
mate.
get to
If you look at why,
Mauricio Pochettino.
yeah,
After he guides the US to win the World Cup.
mate. He's just. I don't
Get
think he
in
wants
there.
to be in the US. He's really just. I don't know. It's fair to say he's not putting so hard in, but like, there's a huge reality check when coaching coaching the US compared to like Premier League greats, mate. And he's just be like, "What am I doing here?" He'll bin it off in a half second, and I
I think
think
that
he will do the culture stuff for United. I
I
don't
think
know
that
if he's
ship
going to win
sailed.
anything,
I think that ship
mate.
sailed.
I don't know who you get instead of him because Tuchel's not a culture coach.
No, he's not.
Um,
I don't want to.
All right, I'm going to say Carrick.
You think he'll be Carrick?
yeah,
Carrick smashes it. They beat City at the weekend. Some good results. The top 5, and I give it Carrick.
I was about to
Right.
say I don't know if Carrick's got a big enough personality to be the person to whip United round. Any kudos if there are any standing. Neither's Arteta. He's doing a half decent job of turning Arsenal into something competitive.
What do you have to do, Carrick, to still be in the job? And obviously, it's a bit of a wild prediction because they're going to be
Just get
looking
top
after.
4 and play some attractive football. I think. I
I
don't
don't even
think.
think it's that. I don't even think it's top 4. I think it's just playing attractive football. Look like you want to win football games, and I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, the big one for me from Amarin still was we won 3 games on the bounce of the league. Like that can't happen as a Premier League.
Has that fella cut his hair yet, or what? Is he
No.
still going?
Nowhere near.
Is
He
it
might be
5
the
games?
first person to die of like having long hair.
The complications of having long hair has got to.
Poor
Need to
lad.
get him.
He's a real nice guy as well. He's been on loads of podcasts and stuff. He's a really
Yeah,
nice guy.
need to get him on.
Is he cutting his split ends or what? Or is he just
And I think he's just going all bump all the way through.
bloody hell?
Yeah, but yeah, I think there's going to be some change on the field. He's definitely going to play a back 4. There was an interview on Rio's podcast with him about Rio asked him, I think it was last year, he was like, if you were the manager, would you build your team around Kobe Maiden? And he was like, well, yeah, he's an academy kid. He's got a bright future ahead of him, blah, blah, blah. So they hope to see him kick on and get back into the team. My worry is right now where we're going to fit like Cunha, and we bought 10s specifically for the Aaron system, and Bumo and Ahmad are now going to be fighting for that right wing slot. And then you've got Bruno, who's got the most assists already this year in the Premier League, playing as a fucking 6. Like, he's going back into his natural position of 10 because he's got to play. And then, Cunha, Bumo, Ahmad. So I'm intrigued, but we'll see what happens on Saturday morning.
I hope it's stay shite.
It's 7:30 kickoff over here on Saturday. But moving on to the news of Alonso leaving from Madrid, and there's not a great backing of slot right now at Liverpool. Would you take Alonso right now at Liverpool?
No, not yet. I just think still going back to like Liverpool have struggled this year with all the money they spent. I think they went They've kind of gone, in the wrong direction when the Premier League's gone in another direction, and it's just not quite worked. But with the money they've spent, the players Slot wanted to get, and we've obviously got the quality there. Not right now. Look, end of the season, maybe like reevaluate depending on how the next 4 months go. But I mean, I don't. Right now, I'm not ready to say Slot out. I think he's earned too much still from last season, and I know football is not like a game where it's all about recent form, recent results. You don't get anything from what you did in the past, but I think still he's earned a little bit more time.
My biggest worry for Slot, I think I put in a group text the other day. I think he's done a great job of stopping the rot. Do you know what I mean? And kind of settle the team up and kind of flip the losing streak and not winning, but definitely undefeated. My biggest worry, and I know he's had injuries in the top line with Isaac and Caretakers going out, going to Afghan and stuff, but I'm really worried about passing the eye test for him because, I think the complaints I've had for the last 2-3 years, watching City play, is really creeping into what we're doing now, and I have almost no interest watching Liverpool play because it is drab, it's boring, and kind of like the United conversation where I think the city of Manchester and Liverpool are very similar, where if we're entertained and we see people working their asses off on that field and doing the job for the club, I don't think we can ever go home complaining. But right now, when you watch them play and it's all this, structured football and everything is square passes, straight lines, and you got to do this, that, and the other, and it kills the game. I'm a bit worried for people turning on him. We're in the coaching business. I don't want people to get fired just because, but it's hard. I think it's hard to go, and I can't think of the last loss we had, where we just play. We don't create those chances. We keep the ball retained, rotate. Especially again with Klopp being successful, just punching people in the throat. We just need that kind of almost aggression. Do you know what I mean?
I agree with what you're saying. It's just so difficult to play against teams. Like I said last week, going to the Wolves game day after Boxing Day. But when teams just sit in, it's so difficult to break them down, And we're not talking about it's a bunch of bums just being in there, just sitting in. It's
It's not me and you, is
Premier
it?
League football is where are the gaps? They're all big, strong. Where do you create chances from, especially if you're in possession of the ball a lot? And then because we're so high, because we're trying to create things, and because again you're playing against Premier League football, as soon as they win the ball back and we're open on the break, and that's where we've been vulnerable. I will say one of the biggest things for Slot recently has been when we've been ahead in games, not being able to see them out, especially that the Leeds game where we're up 2-0 or up 3-2 and we don't see that out, things like that. Yeah, that's got to hurt him, but I mean he's got to figure it out. He's a top level coach. He's got to figure out how we're gonna win these games. But I mean, looking at it, it's tough, isn't it? When teams just sit in and we're so dominant and such control. And I mean, I wouldn't have the answer to that, but that's why I'm sitting here in my basement.
My my next question to that is how hard was it as a fan to go from Klopp of the heavy metal, you're gonna fucking attack it every time you got the ball, to a more systematic kind of game? I think that first season of Slot coming in was a little bit of an anomaly. He was probably just thinking, well, they almost won the league. All I've got to do is get them a little bit calmer and they'll win the league. Now he's won the league. Now he's changed things up a bit. Shit's hit the fan. You know what I mean? Kind of to your point, Jace, our fans going to turn on him because of, the football? How hard is it from you? Like you said, you don't want to watch Liverpool that much now because of systematic stuff. I don't like watching United that much because it's been crap. Give me a Klopp kind of fucking football, faster, energetic. Back in the 90s, I just saw Beckham and Giggs going down the fucking running down the wings and putting balls in the box. How hard was it to go from Klopp to Slot?
Well, I think And it's interesting when Mark was kind of saying that about the low blocks and the only, and I think the change, I don't know if Klopp saw already or conversations with people upstairs, but like Klopp wasn't a coach to go and break down those low blocks, kind of like we see with City. It's all the systematics and making triangles, side lane players and what have you. So I think the dominance that Klopp created was asking for a slot-esque manager or a manager of that ilk to go and break teams down. But it is hard, I think, going from one to the other because of how aggressive it was and you know, I think I texted the group chat the other day when we were watching the last game we played. Jesus, I don't know. I think it might be Wolves, and we were like, we needed Darwin Núñez to go run people over and just make something happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's difficult when you have such, and even just personality wise, I think Slot is so refined and so northern, so Dutch, and he's so just like probably calculates what he's going to wear for the next month, and he's on his dresser ready to go away. I'm probably sure Jurgen Klopp wears the same hat for 6 years. It's just a different people, and it's showing in the field. I just don't know the community of Liverpool, that very blue collar, is refined enough to have a palate for slots football if he's not going to win his football games. And again, I don't think it's about winning football games. It's just about, bleeding the shirt or sweating the shirt out and putting the effort forward and making it happen. So I think, yeah, we are going to struggle with it. Nobody can complain if Slot's winning his football games. But kind of like what Mark said, if he's not seeing out games and getting stuff done, or not finding the last minute winners, it's going to be a short leash, I think. And I think we'll get to the end of the season, but I think we'll have to make decisions at the end of the year and see where we're at.
I think to answer your question though, it's like going from Klopp to Slot last season. I don't think it was difficult at all. I mean, because how much of a surprise it was, like how well we did, and when I won a title, So that first season wasn't difficult at all because it was a way more methodical, but we were in control of a lot of games. Like the game we went and played at the Etihad against City and beat them last season, we looked like really good. Slot looked like, I even like sent a few messages out that day saying that just like tactically, I can't even remember what he did now, but I think he did something like with like a box in the center mid and just like technically outclassed them and won the game. So I mean, last season was easy, but then when it doesn't go your way and it's not quite as exciting, I mean, thinking back to Klopp, and you always have like a different view in your head of what might have happened, but it felt like we won a lot of scored a lot of goals by winning balls from represses like high up the field, and then it was quickly like get the ball in, bang, goal, and that's how we seem to score a lot of the goals, which isn't happening as much now, but also because we've like signed different types of players like Verts, like Ekatike, who want to be on the ball more and create things that way, which is always going to be difficult when, to go back to my earlier point, when you've got 9-10 players who sit in and make the gap so small that how are you going to dribble through? How are you going to play quick 1-2s through? Because there's always someone there.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Go on.
Sorry, Dan. I was going to say, do you think, especially early season, Mark, do you think that Slot's the issue for Salah's demise? Because he's flying out right now for Egypt. But is it too rigid for someone like Salah coming from a Slot era, or is it like,
It's so
or is it
hard, isn't
him?
it? Because like last season was one of his best seasons ever, so it's like it's hard to say that Slot's the problem for Salah. I think bringing a couple of £100 million players in or whatever it is always going to be tough for Salah because he wants to be that top dog. But I mean, it's a tough thing for me to say that Slot's like ruined Salah or made things difficult for Salah because of last season, in terms of his goals and his assists. So I don't know.
I got two things from that. One, I think you guys are massively missing Trent.
100%.
And Salah is 100% fucking missing Trent because it gave Salah so much more room when Trent was playing. Frimpong's in now, and Frimpong's all right. Bradley's been in, he's injured now, but they're not Trent. You know what I mean?
I
don't
think go, and if he's playing in front of them, no, you're right.
gets that respect out of the players, and he has to be marked. He can put a fucking ball on a 5-pence piece from 65 yards away if you wanted to. Like Connor Bradley and Frimpong, they're not doing that, so you can give them a little bit more time and double up on Salah. And
Yeah.
I think that's harmed his game. And then my other point was, how hard do you think it is from a player's perspective to go from playing for Jurgen Klopp to a more systematic, rigid style?
I think harder tactically, but easier physically. I mean, I don't know if either of you saw like the clip from Ox. I think he was on Ben Foster's podcast, and he was talking about how unbelievably hard preseason was when he came into Liverpool, but then he was absolutely flying for the rest of the season. So yeah, I think tactically it's a massive shift, but I think physically then it might be a little bit easier for them, and maybe that's one of the reasons why we've been struggling in the last 10, 15 minutes of games,
Yeah, I also think the demand from Slot is far more like mentally draining. That to your point there, like the last 20 minutes, like might be pure mental exhaustion, maybe not physically, but like mental exhaustion there because you're trying to create these passing patterns or what have you, and play chess as you're playing football. Whereas Jurgen Klopp was like, if you run your heart out, it'll just happen to you. They'll fall in your space and go make something happen. Doing harry them, chase them, let them make the mistakes. It wasn't about creating space. It was like influencing the space that you have and just make something out of nothing. And I think that could be the biggest struggle of it all. Really, just using your brain to play football is a bit much. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm obviously happy that Liverpool are not playing as well as they are this season. But yeah, for even just watching games, like I had a soft spot for Klopp because he was just a fucking head case. I love it. I love that shit. But now, like, and I said this the other, just football's boring right now.
Yeah.
It's absolutely dog shit. And, probably Pep's got a lot to answer for the style of play that he brought into the game. But yeah,
I think so.
we need something to change and go back to that. Everyone go play 4-4-2 for the next season.
Yeah, Mike Bassett 4-4-2. Get Mike Bassett in.
You have to play your first pass into the target, play every pass, no matter what.
Every pass.
You know, the last point on like the Klopp v Slot comparison, I just think that like the power of a Klopp hug is vastly underestimated, and the way he manages the people, the way his players talk about him, like I don't know if you watched the Klopp like documentary where they followed him on his last season, but just the way like players feel like in his presence.
Yeah, you run through a fucking brick wall for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Slot completely doesn't have that, but I think it's just different. And we go back to again like that Dutch personality.
You're definitely saying that. Slot's not going.
Yeah, you know I am saying it. You don't see them coming off like hugging in, like Klopp would, and you seen it from the interviews. Like he'd ream you out, but then he'd give you a hug as well. And like I know we're supposed to be like grown men, and then there's a stigma like, oh yeah, people are like too cool for that. Like that doesn't affect me when I get like complimented or whatever it might be. But I think the power of that is vastly underestimated for them to be in a safe space where they can just go out and perform.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think I think it's fair to say, and you two correct me if I'm wrong, like, I think the argument might have to be that as a good coach, you get an extra 10% out of the players you have. Klopp could manage 25, 30% extra from his own personal relationships with people and just like, galvanize them, what have you. And then you get to a point where the athleticism is working, you get into the midfield of Wijnaldum, Hendo, and Fabinho, Milner, whoever you want it to be. And we bring in proper football players in like McAllister now, Florian Wirtz and stuff, which doesn't fit the style and maybe the better players to go and win something. That even if he still had Klopp, it wouldn't work for an TK and a Wirtz, maybe an Isak, because they don't. I don't know if they've ever been those kind of players.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
it's like I know either of you saw John Joe Shelby on Under the Cosh, but he's saying like he was a much more talented player than Jordan Henderson was, which like I fully believe, like from seeing him play, but it just doesn't replace like that. I think what you're talking about, Jace, is like that work rate, that commitment, that like willing to run through a brick wall. That professionalism is what's taken players like that. Was why Milner's played for so long, and having people like that in and around the team. You know, it's like
Oh, so you're both sticking with Slot for now, then?
sticking with Slot for now. I will say, like, just going back to Alonso, I think like Mbappe lost a lot of respect for him. Real Madrid, I think, is just a really toxic club.
Poison chalice, man.
Yeah, but Mbappe doing that, you know, even if you disagree with it, yeah, I get it. You don't want to go clap your rivals or whatever, but like if they don't undermine the gaffer like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
I just
moving on.
think that we're not united, so yeah.
Moving on. Who is next to be sacked in the Premier League?
Frank loses on at the weekend. Surely he's in trouble.
I mean,
Frank's in
I think
trouble.
that could be El Sakiko this weekend.
Who are you playing against?
I think the Spurs West Ham this weekend, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, Spurs
Nuno's not in a great position.
Nuno's in two jobs in
El
6 months.
Sacico. You make that up, but you hear that somewhere. I love
I've
that.
heard it somewhere before. I didn't make that up. I'm not taking the trademark on that. But no, I think Thomas Frank's in a precarious position. Spurs fans want him fucking hung right now because he drank out of an Arsenal cup the other day. Did you see that?
Yeah. Like how stupid can you be though? You clip it in now, but like how just come on. Like when you're already under pressure, if they were winning games and they were third in the league, then it'd probably be like, oh shit, what an idiot. But like doing that, it's just
No, I think this weekend is going to be. I think it could happen. Whoever loses out of Spurs and West Ham, one of them could lose a job.
I like to give myself some credit here. I think you guys gave some shit in the preseason predictions, but I was saying I'm interested to see how Thomas Frank does. If he is the cog of Brentford, or Brentford has his whole machine, he's one cog that's been pulled out. And I think there's bigger questions at Tottenham because of how the club is run and how big of a club it is in terms of commercial revenue, that they should be far more successful than they are right now. But the questions have to be like on Frank, where like, is this one step too much? Because it's not. I don't think people really give credit of running these big conglomerate clubs. Like it's not like running your. I know it's not Sunday League by any stretch of imagination, but like there's so much more commercial notion to it. Like you saying, like Thomas Frank drinking our Arsenal cup. Like honestly, to be fair, between the three of us, who gives a shit? But the reality is of when you work with a club that big, with that kind of magnitude and that kind of name, that kind of pressure, changes people. I remember seeing an interview from Rio Ferdinand when he said about Moisey taking over United, and I think they're out in Asia or Thailand or something, and they're just on a tour or whatever. Moisey's on a plane, and he's all like flabbergasted, and Rio walked in, and he's like, "You're right," and he's like, "Mate, this club's a big club, this, isn't it?" And Rio's like, "Mate, you have no idea." Like, I don't people appreciate how big it is when you're in these huge businesses. That is a lot more, and I think I give a little bit more credit to Thomas Frank for that. But I think his writing might be on the wall. Like he's having a tough time now.
Yeah. On the other side of that, then Keith Andrews. Like I had them pegged to go down. I was like, fucking no chance. But sitting fifth, I think, at the minute in the Premier League. If I'm right.
I think don't know if you said it, but someone said it. Like we were saying that we think it's going to be like too big of a job for him, you know. And they started first couple games that are struggling a little bit, but absolutely turned it around. He's doing a phenomenal job.
The parity in the league has kind of helped though as well. Like between 5th and 13th is probably 5 points. it's a weird league in that respect this year. So is he overachieving? Does he, is it just because of that parity in the league and people aren't getting the results they probably should? I don't know, but to be sitting fifth in the Premier League as your first head coaching role in a
Between him
team
and
that's just lost Thomas Frank that got them all the way up, and Bumo, Wissa, it's not a mean feat that he's done. He's done a good job.
definitely. And shout out him, shout out Igor Thiago, 16 goals.
Banging 16 Premier League goals. Mental.
I think this is the point I'm trying to make about Thomas Frank in pre-season. Is the system of Brentford that has it going, and not to knock on Keith Andrews, I guess not fair, but like there's a element you gotta carry out and get the job done. Is the system of Brentford so freaking good that not that us can go in and get it done, but like they all carry you, do you know?
I think them hiring from within was a big thing for Brentford. Not bringing in a named coach or whatever, but hiring from within the system that's been there, that knows the procedures and stuff. That's definitely helped them. So, yeah, fair fucks to Keith Andrews. But yeah, I think Thomas Frank or Nuno Espirito Santo might be gone by this time next week.
I'd say Thomas Frank will be the first one to go.
I'm just going to throw, I know this is like quick fire, but I'm just going to throw one more name out there. Yeah, I don't know what we discussed, but no, Scott Parker. I was looking up Burnley before. They haven't won since the end of October against Leeds, and I know they've had like a couple of draws recently, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it might not be close to being sacked, but just like judging by their results and
I reckon he's close. But
who they play at the weekend?
Burnley have got Liverpool, I think.
Oh yeah, Liverpool. So there's 3 points for them. So it'll be back. It'll be tough.
All right, I'm going to move on to last little bit. I've got a quiz for you. Jason, who are you talking to?
Either dog or the wife. You can pick which one.
Hey,
Trent in to help out with the quiz.
Oh, here's a story for you. Okay, please start the quiz. Freaking, he done something upstairs, and Elle is upstairs like, Trent Alexander-Edwards, you can't do that. Pack it in. Jeez.
Love that. Last little bit. There's been 17 Premier League players that played every minute of every game so far this season. Can you name 10 of them?
10 players who played every Premier League minute.
There's been 17, but I'm gonna ask you for 10.
Raya.
Raya is definitely one of them, yes.
Virgil.
Van Dijk is one of them, yes.
Lewis Dunk.
No.
Yeah, I think Lewis Dunk had a game off a week ago or something.
I don't think any more Liverpool players. So I mean, obviously goalies of the think about goalies who.
Yeah, who's Everton goalkeeper again?
Pickford. He'll be one.
Jordan Pickford, yeah.
Leno.
Leno.
There's one, yeah. You're on 4 so far.
Wolves goalkeeper.
No, they've been split. They've been split.
Well, they have. Wait, where's Jose Sarra now?
He's still.
He's there, but they've been like
Sam Johnson and Jose Sarra.
Yeah. Martinez?
No.
Oh, really?
Burnley.
Every minute.
Who's Burnley's keeper?
Soboslai?
Soboslai, no.
We're back here and I still play every minute.
And like Ruben Diaz?
Nope.
I don't think any City players. Are there any City players on there?
No, there isn't.
Is Ethan Apper doing it? Barry Wilson? No, he came off.
Let me check. Barry Wilson.
No.
I'm pretty sure
you're on the right line for goalkeepers. There's a lot of goalkeepers in this list.
What about Pope?
No.
Who's Chelsea's goalkeeper?
No, he's not.
Sanchez. He's not in there.
Just go through a list of goalkeepers.
Yeah. Palace. Who's Palace's keeper? What's his face? The English lad.
Just the one, yeah.
It's right there on the tip of your tongue, Matt.
Dean Henderson.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dean Henderson.
Dean Henderson, yeah.
We're at 5.
5.
Gotta be on more than 5, surely. I don't know. You said Lewis Dunk. What's Brighton's keeper's name? Is he on that, Yatesy?
He is.
What's his name? I don't know.
Bart Verbruggen.
Oh, I'd never get him
The
that.
Bergen.
He's on a great season, isn't he?
Decent keeper.
Who's Sunderland
There's-
goalkeeper?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more keepers on this list.
Is there?
Bloody hell.
What
There's
about the? All
one-
right, should we go away from the keepers then for a little bit?
There's-
What about the other players? Give us
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 field players on this list.
6 outfield players.
2 of them play for Forest.
Oh,
Milenkovic.
Milenkovic, yeah.
yeah. Who's our
Um,
left winger? Not Gibbs, the other one.
What about Marilla? Vic is one. What is the other one? Oh. It's got. I mean, it's the centre back thing, isn't it?
Centre
Usually.
mid,
Centre mid. Anderson.
Elliot Anderson. There's a player for West Ham. There's a
Sujo.
player
Bowen.
for Palace. Bowen, yeah.
Oh, Jared Bowen. Good for
There's a
him.
centre back for Palace.
Gay.
No,
I don't even know how to say his name. Lacroix.
Lacroix. Maxinsen? Lacroix. A centre
All right,
back for Everton.
we'll go have 9 here. Centre back for
1, 2,
Everton
3,
is, well,
4,
Michael Team
5,
was banned, so it must be Tarkovsky.
10. You've got 10, but Tarkovsky, yeah. We'll get the field players, and then there's there's 3 for Palace. Sorry, for Forest. Sorry, right back for Forest.
He's
Nico.
Does it give him
Nico Williams.
He's played every minute.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Yeah.
Been 21 league games, and these 17 have played 1,890 minutes. Not been subbed out either.
Didn't start against Wrexham, though, did he?
No, he didn't. The other keepers are Dubravka for Burnley, Kelleher for Brentford,
Oh, Kelleher.
Petrovic for Bournemouth, Robin Roos for Sunderland, and Vicario for Spurs.
Vicario. For some reason I thought he was injured off the bench. All right, so is that all of them?
That's all 17.
All right, that was fun.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it was good.
Enjoyed that.
Enjoyed that.
Matt's got the game of the day tomorrow all ready to go. He's going to record it in his car on the way to work.
No, I was parked. Parked there. Might even get me boiled head out tomorrow. What do you reckon?
What the hell?
The
That's
boy.
mental, that. Do that again. Let me see it. Fucking hell, looks like Cyber.
No, I got a weird shaped head as well. So it's
Dead
got
weird.
after. But there's always caps.
And it'll always grow back.
You know what? Like I said it in the group the other day. Like no one ever tells you how hard it is to put a woolly hat on when you got like football people. It's like sticks, and I'll be sticking up in like random places.
Sticks on my nerd, you have to like proper pull it down by a bit.
I thought it'd be easy. I thought I'd just slide through it, but it's much easier with hair on. I'll have to
put some moisturizer on it first, and then it'll slide straight on.
I think I'm gonna write a book or something, like things they never tell you about being bald.
I never thought about that, mate.
Yeah. Honest.
Bloody hell. Sorry, pal.
All right, gents. Excellent work. We'll speak again next week, hopefully.
I'm just gonna
reliable.
put this here. It looks similar, doesn't it? Go through that.
Spot the difference.
Yeah. What do you reckon? See.
Same place, Jake.
That better be
Believe that.
the thumbnail cover for this episode.